Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Report, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's look at some of the stocks on the move today here in Europe. I'm Caroline Hepker with Tom McKenzie, and we're joined by Bloomberg reporter Chloe Mallet. Chloe, good morning. Some fashion first. Inditex, the Zara owner, reporting much needed revenue growth. Tell us more.
Yeah, some very strong sales for Inditex, as you said. So that really confirmed resilience in the face of much weaker consumer sentiment, which is an issue that's, of course, been flagged by some peers in that retail sector. But it seems that Inditex has maybe been able to weather that challenge a little bit better than competitors, and that is providing, as you said, some relief and some reassurance for investors after some lackluster performance from Inditex recently. And there had been concerns that the company was losing steam, and therefore those results have been very reassuring, and we saw that reflected in those shares that moved much higher this morning. Zara and Inditex as a whole has been facing quite a lot of slowdown after reaching very great heights during the pandemic. When everyone was shopping online. But so it's also been facing trade tensions, of course, and softer demand. So all of those challenges that are facing the retail sector, as well as currency headwinds, of course. But part of the strategy going forward for Inditex is to refocus on the more upmarket segment and essentially try to move away from its image as a purely fast fashion brand, which is going to be interesting to watch, given that its ability to translate trends into designs in really, really quick record time is what made it so successful. So an interesting move to want to be more in that upmarket side of things.
What's going on with Stellantis? Why is it a positive and a pretty strong session for Stellantis, the car group? Yeah,
so we have two positive things for Stellantis this morning. So we had a UBS upgrade with analysts saying that 2026 will be the year that Stellantis is able to make a comeback in North America, which is obviously something that has been setting the stage for throughout this year. And then there's also been a reported plan from the Trump administration to undo fuel efficiency standards that were put in place by the Biden administration. And so the idea is that these standards, these fuel efficiency standards, are driving up the cost of new cars. And this is a move that's part of Trump's wider push to dismantle policies that he criticizes as an EV mandate. The thing is that easing fuel economy requirements is not really likely to change much for consumers immediately, because car makers are planning their lineups kind of years in advance, but shares are moving higher regardless of what that will actually mean in practice for Stellantis this morning. So we have got that upgrade and that Trump plan, and that is seen as a positive for the company.
Okay, so that on EVs, yeah, it's interesting, isn't it, what's been happening on that front in Europe. Let's also think about Smiths, which is a company based in the UK. They make these security scanners. What have they been saying today?
So it's an engineering company, and they sold their Smiths detection unit to private equity firm CVC for a value of £2 billion. So this Smiths detection unit is one that makes those airport scanners where you don't have to take out your liquids. So that's what they're primarily known for. And this is part of a strategy revamp for the company. And so they had 4 units before, and they decided to sell 2 of those and to refocus fully on their core industrial operations instead. So earlier this year, they actually sold Smiths Interconnect, which was a division that made cables and wiring. But the share move today mostly has to do with the fact that the sell price was at the top end of expectations for Smiths Detection, and so a big portion of those proceeds will be returned to investors. And analysts are saying that this really repositions Smiths as a more focused and leaner company, and that's making investors quite happy.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.